I didn't know which product, which marketplace was best. So instead, I'm going to show you what I do when I think about where I'm going to take my products next. So let's suppose you're in a situation where you've got a product that's selling in Australia. Could be anything, could be knife sharpeners, could be Aboriginal art, could be anything, okay? And you're thinking to yourself, I want to sell it in a new marketplace. Which marketplace should I choose to sell it to, okay? Great question to ask yourself. So I'm going to show you that, and then you'll be able to, and we'll do it under the guise of Indigenous art, but really, you can replace Indigenous art with friggin' anything, all right? So, step one of this very, very simple process is we're going to use data. So I don't like guessing. I want to have an educated understanding of what's going to happen in a new marketplace. So I want to limit my downside for any decision-making process I've got about money, about most things actually, but certainly about money, and maximize the upside. All right. So what I do to do that, let's just come out of here and I'll show you exactly what to do. All right, so this is my Google AdWords campaign, and you can see I've got heaps and heaps and heaps of campaigns running, all doing, you know, crazy shit. All of them, by the way, limited by budget. Google wants me to spend much, much more money than we're currently spending a month, but I think we're already spending like $5,000 or $6,000 a month on Google Ads for our Amazon business. So what you want to do is come to Tools and Settings. I'm not going to get into Google Ads. Oops. And you want to do Planning. And you want to come to Keyword Planner. Here we go. So then you've got two options. Discover new keywords, which is great for when you're doing your keyword research, by the way. But if you already know what you're going to sell, you want to get search volume and forecast. So this tells you roughly, of course, based on Google, which we then use to extrapolate out onto Amazon, what's going to happen if we start selling something. So let's just go, Aboriginal art and Indigenous Australian art as our two search terms. And we'll just separate them out. So let's have a look what comes in. All right, so here we are. Movie. Our location has defaulted to Australia because that's typically where I'm setting new businesses up now, new products anyway, in Australia. I think that's the best marketplace right now. So Aboriginal art, Indigenous art, here's our keywords. So we can expect to get 41,000 impressions a month and 524 impressions a month, okay? We're going to ignore the clicks right now. I'm just interested to know how many people actually search on Google for these particular search terms. So now that I've got my baseline, Australia, 41,000 searches a month. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try a different country. So let's just try the United States. Let's see how many people in the good old USA are searching for Aboriginal art. Survey says, sweet FA. So we've gone down to 2,000 searches per month, all right? So that's hardly anything. Hardly anything. So now I'm thinking to myself, given how many people are in the USA, probably not a great place for me to start selling Aboriginal art because the ratio is shit ass. Let's try another one. Let's try Canada. I like saying Canada. Okay, so that is actually less than the States, but if you think about it, as a ratio of people in Canada to the number of impressions, it's actually a lot more people in Canada are searching for Aboriginal art than people in the USA. I hope that makes sense, what I've done there. I hope that makes sense. Don't worry about anything else. I'm not going to talk about anything else to do with what you're looking at, all right? I'm just going to show you how to figure out where to sell your product next. That's all we're figuring out right now. There's a shitload of information on there, and it will take me an entire evening, then some, United Kingdom, to go through all that. Let's try the UK. Poms, go. All right, so again, Poms, much smaller country, 60 million people in the UK, but about the same amount of searches as America, actually a few more than America. So I'd be much more inclined to start selling in the UK than I would in the USA. All right, so that's kind of how you can use that to develop data to give you accurate predictions about the interest in what you're going to sell. And you can just substitute Aboriginal art with whatever it is you're selling, all right? So let me just pause my screen. I just don't want to make sure I'm just going to show you something crazy. All right, I'm good. Let's take another step further. So here's something else you can do as well. You will also be able to use this. Let's just go back. Aboriginal art, that was our best keyword. And use that in Google Trends. Now let's see what Google Trends says. So we've got a couple of options here. We can explore the search term, which we don't want to do for this particular thing. Instead, we want to explore the topic. So that's the topic, which is a much broader search, and it enables us to look at things like Aboriginal art, Indigenous art, all different subsections of that, just so we can get a broader understanding of what countries have got an interest in this particular product, Aboriginal art, for what we're doing, okay? So it will default to a country, in this case the USA. You don't want that. You want to shift it to worldwide. And let's have a look. See what it says. So here's the interest by region. So clearly, Australia, that's where the majority of people are searching for that particular thing, which is understandable. But then next we've got New Zealand, we've got Canada and the UK. So that backs up the data that we just pulled together, that Canada is a good place to sell and the United Kingdom also a good place to sell, because they are, relatively speaking, position number 2 and 3 respectively, because you're not going to start selling in New Caledonia. New Zealand is covered by Australia anyway. So they're your next 2 markets as far as Amazon's concerned to go after. So Erica, that's what I do. I look at data. I don't leave this to chance. I look at data and I let data tell me exactly what I should be doing next. I think that's going to be the best thing to do. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales have used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on, a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.